thing moves.
Yes,
I know not to put my full weight on it now. I think I've used this thing before too, so you'd think I would know better. To begin, an extraordinary welcome and congratulations to the people who make this chapter work, the current members, the new members, and the faculty who support them, and your family and guests who have supported you to this point in your journey and will continue to support you. When I was speaking with Lisa about what I really wanted to talk about based on my experiences and what I've seen this chapter do over the years, it's been an interesting journey looking back on what this organization is most about in terms of making yourself the best person you can be and making this campus the best that it can be so that people can have the opportunities that you have been given by the center. And so the phrase that I like to use all the time when I talk about Phi Theta Kappa is that every organization, regardless of whether it's a higher education institution or it's a business or what have you, every organization wants its best and most capable people representing it to the outside world, to the community, to make the best possible impression and make the best possible message to the rest of the community so that people can understand what this campus is and what this campus means to people. And in many ways, I think that this center puts the word community in community college, because you can see it's just right in the midst of this industrial park is this educational institution that sits here as really a beacon and an oasis for the residents of this community and the surrounding areas. When you think about how this institution benefits the people who live in this community, it's not just people who live in Wamego who are coming to this institution and completing their educations at this institution. It is people from the surrounding areas, all of Potawatomi and Wabunsee counties, and beyond, really. And that makes Wamego unique and makes it the real cultural mecca of really everything between Manhattan and Topeka is centered in this city right here. There's a lot of things that make Wamego unique, and I learned a lot about them through a lot of volunteer projects that we worked on when I was with this chapter, which I'll detail a little bit. But what makes this campus, what makes this community the most unique is this campus. The outreach that we did, and I could talk a lot about scholarships and scholarship applications and stuff. There's a lot of resources and people who are smarter than I am who can work on that a lot more effectively than I can. So what I would focus my attention on is the volunteer activities that this chapter did that are there as an infrastructure, which I have very proudly watched successive advisors and chapter members continue to build on as the years have gone by and make even more successful and make even more beneficial. There is a lot of need in this area for exactly what this institution has to offer. There is a lot of unique, frankly, temptation out there, influences that can influence youth, particularly youth. I know it's not all youth that's at the community college necessarily, but can particularly influence youth in the wrong direction and get them off to the wrong start in their lives. Higher education is the answer for that, and specifically this institution getting that message out to the community is the answer to that, because when I was getting involved with this chapter and spearheading the volunteer projects that we began, this was my focus. Think about how many people in Potawatomi and Wabunsee counties don't necessarily know that this institution is here. Now, today more people know about Wamego than they used to. But when I was here, there were a lot of people, including in my neighborhood, who didn't even know Highland had a campus in Wamego. So that means you have people who don't necessarily know about the incredible pathway to an associate degree and either have that be the degree that you need for whatever you want to do for your living, or be the pathway to then a bachelor's degree and the transfer scholarships. People don't necessarily know that that educational opportunity is out there. They don't know that that opportunity to better yourself and equip yourself with the most skills and most knowledge as possible to get yourself ready for your professional life. A lot of people don't know that's there. And the way my mom used to say it when I was coming here is, you realize that you have people who live here in these small towns who might not even have considered going to college if they didn't have this location, this campus, and the convenience that it offers, besides everything else, the convenience that it's offering for you as students. There's a lot of people who may not have even started that collegiate journey. I was 23 years old when I started here. I knew the campus was here and I wanted to take full advantage of it. But when you think about getting that best foot forward and getting that chapter's face of this institution's name out there to Wamego and St. Mary's and Westmoreland and all the places in Valencia County, aside from statewide, you've got a lot at your disposal to put this campus in its best potential position and to get the organization's name out there. And most importantly, the phrase that I like to use is hand down what you received, which is primarily the people that come after you at this campus have the same opportunities that you did when you came, and in fact have enhanced opportunities that you have made for yourselves and for them. My favorite volunteer partnership that we forged when I was here was with Rosemary Helms. And I saw her in your scrapbook earlier today. She still works with us a lot at Washburn, so I see her a lot. She had a scholarship at Washburn for our organization, as I shamelessly plug that. But she at the time was the founder of Community Health Ministry. She ran it. She's retired since then. When you get a chance to work with an organization like that, and you see their medical and dental services that they provide, you see the food pantry they have, the clothing they give away, all of that stuff, you get a front row seat into how this community, any community, but especially this community, needs not only an organization like that, but they need Highland. They need this campus. First of all, because it's got people with initiative like you guys who are willing to go out in the community and represent this institution in the most appropriate way, getting the organization's name out there. But it needs it because of the societal pressures that are going against the progress of youth that are specifically suited to each and every community, and this community has its own. But when you get a chance to work with those people and see the people who are in need, you get infected pretty much. Once you get a chance to see the opportunity that you have to make the lives of others better, not just by helping them directly with their direct physical needs, but also offering your institution as a higher education option that people may not have even knew they had, you really then have a chance to make a real positive difference for yourselves, for your colleagues, and for the people that come after you. So that, to me, is the biggest message to share, is the volunteer opportunities that you have. We work with Community Health Ministry, but there's other outlets that we would like to help with, and I'd still like this chapter to help with. Valley Vista and what have you. I just name dropping there, and I should have done this with you, Lisa, before I said that. But there's a lot. Wamego has so many opportunities for people that live here who go to this campus to represent the name of Phi Theta Kappa and to represent Highland Community College-Wamego. So I want to take this opportunity because, number one, you guys do a great job of documenting and promoting your activities on social media, and that matters because people will likewise become infected by the desire to help people in the way that you have. So you deserve a lot of applause for that, but especially what you have done to take that leadership role and represent this institution as its best people to the community. That is what we had as a goal when I got involved in this chapter in 2013. It is what the people that have made this chapter great after I left. Lindsay Kavina is our advisor for a couple of years. Samantha Zeller, again, more name dropping here, but these are real legacy people who took what we had built as our early group and made it even better. And I believe that we are entering the golden age of Highland Community College-Wamego and the golden age of Wamego, and the golden age of this chapter. And you guys are the crew that made it happen. And that should not be a source of pride in the vainglory sense. It should be a source of motivation to try to meet the bar that the people behind you have set, so that you can meet and exceed that bar and take it to another level. And so what I most recommend is looking for local volunteer partnerships and having those relationships, because like my relationship with Ms. Helms, that's a relationship that turned into a lifetime partnership, to the point where she's endowed a scholarship at Washburn for one of my members, PTK, of which we're very proud. So those relationships that you build through your volunteer activities will be something that you carry with you for the rest of your life and the rest of your career. People have had employment opportunities because of the volunteer opportunities they had with Phi Theta Kappa, and I've seen them come to my organization and build those career opportunities through us. Those are where the most individual character building and career building attributes of Phi Theta Kappa come into play, is there. The scholarship opportunities are vital, and I've literally come here to this campus and helped people with their scholarship applications in the past, and if anyone's willing, if anyone's interested, needs help, I gladly would help you do so, particularly for the All-Kansas academic team. And a big shout out to Lisa for getting 2 people nominated to that for the first time this past year. So again, I thank you, I congratulate you, and in many ways I envy you, because of what this chapter now has is what we strove to achieve at this campus when I was active. We were able to trace, by the time I was out of there, our enrollment is up, and it's degree-seeking students. And that is the goal and the ultimate dream of any particularly regional campus of any community college. So bear in mind, you have people who have come before you who have built what you built on, who are there for you. And if you ever have any need for any resources, any need for any advice, any need for any support, the hashtag I am still PTK that Phi Theta Kappa has for alumni like us, that is where that comes in most, is to support the current membership. And so I also hope that as you complete your degrees here at Highland and move on wherever you're going, that you keep that in mind for the people that have come before you at Highland and in Phi Theta Kappa, and hand down what you have received. So thank you.